Vincenzo's Go Crypto Investing this July the 27th. They have early morning altcoin update, and you Jabroni Killer members are seeing this about 6 hours early, is when I put multiple videos out at once or in a day. I like to give Jabroni Killer members a first mover advantage for being members by giving them a several hour advantage to see the video before it goes out to the general public. And if we look at AMP real quick, as we look at the altcoins, you can see AMP got heavily rejected off of the 42 cents or the 0.00442 cents. And now it's sitting on, in the daily time frame, the 50-day moving average. And that's what you want to see it hold. And if it can hold this 50-day moving average, you can continue up and move to the next level, which is getting over the 100-day, 200-day moving average, the 0.00481, and moving all the way up to the 0.00740. Unfortunately, if we don't hold this support, we're coming down to a major pattern support level and a local triple bottom, which is what we really don't want to see. But we would have to hold that if we did see that down there at 0.00320, right? That's what we're trying to hold in the short term. If we can hold in the short term this 50, before you know it, we'll be sitting back up into this range, right? This regional sell zone that we had back here on our last quick pump off the first bottom back here in April through mid-May off that regional bounce off support before we got rejected, right? So we need to key hold this 0.00383 50-day in the daily to try to breach that 200-day major resistance in the daily, right? That's the same thing that you got rejected, even though you wicked above it back here. That 200-day rejected you, even though you had 2 wicks above it. The same thing at a lower level, the 200-day has rejected you temporarily again. And you can see last time you came over here, you tried to hold the 50 and couldn't. And currently right now you're trying to hold the 50. And that's what we're going to see if this time you can successfully hold it, not have to come down to the pattern support level, right? DGB, same thing. We had a harsh rejection the other day, but look what happened with DGB. We got rejected, came all the way down to the 0.00838 level, which is your pattern support bullish or bearish level. Tapped it, tapped the 50-day, held it, and then the price immediately wicked off it and shot back up. And literally what that is that's a margin liquidation. Anybody on margin, that's a wick liquidation is what that is, or a stop loss hunter is what those are called. That's what they're there for, to snap you out of a leveraged position one way or the other, or one way or the other to leverage you out on a quick wick down 17.18%, and it wipes out the stop losses, gets these people out of their position, and then the price quickly snaps back up right after that, and then could continue to appreciate. And right now, that's what we're looking at. You want to stay above those 3 moving averages in the daily time frame. And you can see if this continues, we're going to have a bullish cross where the 50 is going to get above the 100 in blue and eventually above the 200 in green throughout this week if the price continues to hold and continues to appreciate without it breaking the 0.00839 or these 3 moving averages, right? And if you continue to stay above it, your next major move would be up here to the 0.01244. And if you broke down to the downside and you breached this 0.00845 in yellow and the 50, the 100, and 200 that are right next to each other, then you would have to be looking at a low of 0.00697, right? If we continue to scroll down into the coins, the altcoins, we already looked at Ethereum earlier. We looked at XLM and XRP. If we look at ALGO, you can see ALGO is the same thing. And member Jabroni Killer Ashley, I believe, liked ALGO. Shiba Coin we'll talk about for her, I believe was one of hers. And HBAR, she likes that. And the Standard & Poor's Index, the SPX for her. Member Jabroni Killer, a long-time follower. We'll look at that tomorrow. But you can see my Jabroni Killer members that like ALGO. You can see we got rejected off of the 36 cents. We got bounced on. Oops. Shit, we did have it. Excuse my French. We got rejected just below the major resistance level at the top part of this red trading box. Got rejected, and then we got a support just above the major support level at the bottom part of this red trading box at 24 cents and just above the 3 moving averages, where we had a fleshly minted bullish cross where the 50 got ahead of the 100 and the 200. And right now you need to stay above this horizontal left to right 24 cent level to stay bullish, and then you can make and reattack the 36 cents. If you breached this underneath, left to right, 24 cents, you would start working your way through the moving averages, and eventually it would attract you down to the 20-cent major, medium-term bullish or bearish. If you're below that 20 cents, you're extremely bearish in the medium term. If you're above the 24 cents in the short term, you're extremely bullish, and you can make a run at the 36 cents. And if you make a run at that 36 cents and can break it, your next level to major resistance is all the way up here at the green trading box, up there at 0.52, an area that ended the Donald Trump end of 2024 blow off top of that bull market and the altcoins that started at about 10 cents and went to 52 cents, right? So that's what you're looking at now in the short term in ALGO. XCN's the same thing, just at a different price level. We're sitting and getting supported on the 0.014 of the purple zone, and that's the top part of that purple trading zone. Currently, we're sitting just above the 100 and just below the 50-day moving average in the daily, and we need to stay above this purple trading box, because if we don't, you would be attracted and come all the way back down to the 0.00806 level, right? Where if you get supported on this and stay above the 3 moving averages, your next major upper resistance in the area that got you beat down and stopped the April rally, after you got stopped at the top part of the zone at the Donald Trump rally at the 0.02279 is your next major upper resistance, and you need to stay above the 0.01498 and the 2 moving averages that you're in between right now to stay short-term bullish to get up here, because if you breach the 50 and the 100 and then get below the 0.01498, it'll act like a magnet and want to bring you back down to the 0.00806, or the bottom part of this blue support and resistance box. The same thing with XDC. You're above the 3 major moving averages. You've initially got rejected by the 10 cents. If you can break the 10 cents, your next resistance level is the 0.12 cent level. If you can't break that and you come back down, what you want to do to stay bullish is stay above in the short term these 3 moving averages that are all in a conglomerate, because if you got back beneath these 3 moving averages in the short term, you would come down here to that 0.059 regional low that you can see right here. But what you're trying to do in the short term is you're trying to reload, and you're trying to break, and you're trying to breach this 10 cents. Like the channel, subscribe. We'll have another update after I get out of the pool this evening. Peace and love. The Rock's Eyebrow. Jay.